everyone, it's Ashlyn. As you can see, I did my foundation routine today. This is sort of a full coverage foundation routine, obviously. I don't do this every day because that would be a lot of work to do every day, but this is what I do sort of if I'm going out somewhere or on the weekends or whatever I'm doing. This is kind of what I do just to get that flawless full coverage look. Ever since I was like 12 or 13, I've always struggled with acne. And even growing up, I always had it, especially through high school. So as you'll see in the video, I still do struggle with acne. I have a lot of hormonal acne around my chin area, but other than that, it's okay. It's just I have a lot of extra acne scarring that's left over, and that's the part that is the hardest to cover. The main reason why I actually got into makeup is because when I was in high school, I was really self-conscious about my acne, and I was always trying to figure out ways that I could cover it up or hide it or whatever, and I ended up just falling in love with makeup altogether, and I'm really happy that that happened. But that's why I am really excited to do this video, and I'm just excited to share with you my tips and my tricks to get a flawless full coverage look. So without further ado, I guess we should just begin this video. Intros are so awkward. Alright, here I am with no foundation on. As you can see, I have quite a few acne spots around my chin area, which is where I currently break out, and then a lot of scarring and splotchiness around my cheeks from when I was in high school. So before I do anything, I'm going to go ahead and put some chapstick on. This is my favorite, Baby Lips. I love that it gives you a little bit of color, but any old chapstick will do. This just helps prevent the foundation from getting into the dry patches on your lips. Next, I'm going to be using this green tinted e.l.f. primer. This is supposed to help reduce redness. I don't really find that it does that, but it works amazing. It works a lot like the Smashbox Photo Finish, which is really expensive. I used to buy it, but I don't anymore. And I love this stuff. It helps your makeup stay in place all day. Alright, now for the main attraction of this video, the Estee Lauder Double Wear Foundation. I love this stuff. This is in Desert Beige. I just pour a little bit or a lot of it on my hand, and this stuff is great. It lasts all day long. And just to give my skin a nice glow with the foundation, I mix it with the Revlon Photoready Skinlights in Bare Light. Now to put it all on my face, I'm going to be using my Beauty Blender. If you're looking for something a little bit more budget friendly, there's a Real Techniques blending sponge that works amazing as well. So I just stipple the product all over my face just to distribute it evenly first, and then I start going back in to blend it by just bouncing the sponge sort of off of my face, and this sponge is amazing at doing that. It just blends the product in perfectly and makes it look very airbrushed. You'll want to start by applying a very thin layer of foundation to your entire face. It might not cover up all the areas that you need it to, but it does help the areas that don't need as much coverage to look a little bit more natural. The thing I love so much about this foundation is that it always works no matter what your skin type is. When I was pregnant, I had very dry skin, and I'm used to having combination oily skin, but it still sat amazingly well on my skin. So to blend the product into my hairline, I just take a little product on my fingers and do it just because I don't like to use a brush or a sponge. I feel like it leaves a white halo around your face. So now I'm just squeezing the sponge to add a little more density and putting a second layer of product on the areas that need a little bit extra coverage. So now I'm taking another one of my favorite products. This is the MAC Prolongwear in NC15. You just need a little pump of this, and I just use this to highlight under my eyes. This shade is about 1 to 2 shades lighter than my natural skin color, but it helps really brighten up and highlight the area. I'm also taking this down the bridge of my nose, cupid's bow, chin, everywhere I would normally highlight. Now to blend all that out so I don't look crazy anymore, I'm taking the other end of that Beauty Blender and just dabbing it in the rest of the product left over on my hand. This helps so that the product on my face doesn't absorb into the sponge, it actually stays on my face and doesn't rub off. This concealer, like the foundation, is very thin in consistency but great in coverage. I actually used this concealer whenever I got married, and it stayed on all day long and looked great. Alright, now I'm going to contour using my Contour Blush Palette by Coastal Scents. I'm taking that white shade and the more skin tone yellow shade next to it, and I'm using my Real Techniques setting brush, and I'm going to start by just patting this underneath the eye. I don't want to rub any product off, so I'm kind of setting it in place, and then I'm going to go in and do more circular motions just to blend out any harsh lines or edges. Then I'm going to take my all-time favorite powder, which is the Rimmel Stay Matte Powder in Creamy Natural. I'm going to use this on my EcoTools bronzing brush. I'm going to use the exact same technique I use for under my eyes, just patting on the product first and then buffing it out just so you don't rub off any foundation. And let me just tell you, this powder is awesome. It keeps any oily patches on your face from looking shiny whatsoever, but doesn't give you that flat, matte look. It still looks really natural. Alright, now for contouring, I'm taking these two colors right here and I'm mixing them together on my Benefit Hoola brush. I'm not using the bronzer, and I'm just going to contour where I normally do. I'll probably be making a contour video soon just to explain more in detail about this, so be looking out for that. I love how versatile this contour palette is. I always use it just because you can use it for blush, highlighting, contouring, everything, and it is so affordable. So if you guys are interested, I'll leave a link down below. For blush, I'm going to be using this Lorac Baked Blush in Exposed, and boy is this color beautiful. And I just put that on the back of the cheeks and then also just a tiny bit on the apples, and it just gives the most beautiful glow to the cheeks. Now I'm going to be taking MAC's Lightscapade, tongue twister, and I'm going to be taking that on this fan brush just on the tops of my cheekbones and everywhere that we pretty much put that concealer earlier. Don't do it too heavily though, because we're just trying to add a nice glow, and we did already put that concealer down first, so it's nice and highlighted. Alright, now I'm going to be re-moisturizing my lips with that Baby Lips that I used earlier, rubbing it in as I always do. This will lay down a nice color for the lip product we're using, which is the Revlon Lacquer Balm. This is in the color Demure. I guess that's how you say it? I don't know. But this is a great natural looking pink lip color. And that is all, folks. Alright guys, well that's it for this video. I hope you had a grand old time watching it, because I love making it as always. If you guys want to see a drugstore foundation routine, please let me know in the comments. You can also pop over to my Instagram. I'll link it somewhere around here. It's also linked in the description box below. But if you want to hop over there and just let me know what kind of looks you guys want to see next, that would be awesome. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you next time. Bye! I'm blue, if I was green, I would die. If I was green, I would die. If I was green, I would die. I'm pretty sure everyone made up the words to those songs because I do not know them.